Have you ever believed that falling in old age is just a twist of fate, an unavoidable sign of getting older, as if time itself is warning you? Be careful, it's bound to happen eventually. It's time to challenge that idea, because what I'm about to share could completely change how you see falling. Falling is not a predetermined destiny, nor is it something that must happen simply because you're over 65. In fact, many of the falls often dismissed as unavoidable accidents can actually be prevented through simple but essential techniques and knowledge. You may have heard that muscles weaken, bones become fragile, and reflexes slow down, and been told that this is just a normal part of aging. But what if most falls don't happen just because you're older, but because without realizing it, your walking habits are making it easier to lose balance? That's right, the way you place your feet, hold your back, position your head, or even where you focus your gaze, can either help your body stay steady or unknowingly challenge its balance. It might sound alarming, but understanding this is actually the key to regaining control of your movements and walking confidently again. Even better, some of the strategies we'll explore can ease that constant tension you feel when leaving the house, wondering, if I trip, who will help me? That sense of insecurity can fade, replaced by practical solutions you might not have considered. In today's video, you'll discover exactly how to change your gait to greatly reduce your risk of falling, protect your independence, and most importantly, rediscover the joy of moving freely. But beware, there's a crucial tip, a secret ingredient, which I'll reveal only at the very end. Stick with me, because that final piece might just be the game changer for your balance and posture. Once you internalize it, it will be like setting your body on autopilot, giving you back the confidence you thought was lost. Before we begin, I'd love your support. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I want to walk free and safe." If you're ready to learn simple yet powerful strategies to walk without fear and with a strong, confident posture. And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll always get fresh tips, exercises, and insights to improve your daily life. Because no matter your age, there's always room to feel better. Let's get started. Why the fear of falling is not inevitable. A common belief among people in their 70s, 80s, and beyond is that falling is simply unavoidable. We're old. It's normal to fall, many say, as if it's a fact with no way around it. But the truth is, while aging does bring some physical changes, most falls happen because of small everyday habits that add up and undermine our balance. First, as we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a condition doctors call sarcopenia. But here's the good news. Muscle loss isn't as severe if you stay active or do targeted exercises. It's not age alone that causes falls, but rather the weakening of key muscles in your legs, glutes, and stabilizers. This loss of strength slows your reflexes and makes it harder to quickly correct your balance when you stumble. Second point, the center of gravity of an elderly person tends to shift forward. The head projects forward, the shoulders round, the back tends to become kyphotic, that curvature that appears, for example, in the thoracic area. This postural change causes you to walk in an unbalanced way, contributing to small bumps and trips. However, learning to manage and correct posture is possible with simple precautions. Third point, the psychological factor. Sometimes the very fear of falling generates a more rigid and unsteady walking style. It's as if our brain, terrified of a potential accident, forces the body to move with short steps, eyes glued to the floor, and arms stiff. This, rather than helping us, creates even more instability. The body must swing naturally. If you block it, you lose that dynamic balance that prevents you from falling. Fourth point, vision and reflexes that slow down can have an impact. If you see an obstacle less clearly, you are likely not able to react in time. Ditto if the reflexes are a little dulled. But even in this case, there are exercises and strategies to compensate for these limitations. All these apparently invisible causes add up and generate a situation in which it is more likely to lose one's balance. Yet, as soon as you learn to correct even just one of these aspects, you will notice a real improvement. Better back alignment, gentle but steady strengthening of the leg muscles, a more fluid use of the arms while walking. Every detail is a building block that builds your stability. Your posture can protect you or put you in danger. Think of posture like the setup of a car. If the tires are underinflated, the toe is off, and the body is unbalanced to one side, that car will have a much harder time staying stable when cornering, and most importantly, braking safely. The same goes for your body. If you walk with your shoulders forward, your head low, your feet very close together, and your steps uncertain, you are giving your brain a negative signal. The body remains in a state of constant alert, as if expecting to fall at any moment. Instead, when you assume an upright posture with your head aligned with your neck and spine, your shoulders slightly back and relaxed, and your feet aligned hip-width apart, you create a solid base of support. Each step is supported first by the heel, then by the entire sole, and finally by the toe. This movement, which seems like an obvious detail, is actually the basis of a confident gait, and more importantly, it helps activate the stabilizing muscles, which work to balance out any swaying. Real-life examples. A simple gesture that changes everything. The most common examples of invisible risk occur in mundane situations. For example, when we turn quickly to grab something on a table, forgetting to gradually rotate our torso first, or when we lean on a piece of furniture, thinking we'll find a firm point, but it shifts slightly and throws us off balance. Or again, when we get out of bed in the morning, without taking those 5 seconds needed to stabilize our blood pressure and shake off the nighttime stiffness. Every circumstance, if managed with a little attention and the right strategies, turns into a safe action. How to know if your walk is risky? The key questions test. Before showing you the practical solutions, I propose a short test. You don't have to write anything. Just think about these questions and answer them mentally. Do you drag your feet when you walk, as if you have trouble lifting them? 2. Do you keep your gaze constantly downward, watching every step with fear? 3. Do your steps feel very short and stiff, as if you were measuring the floor? 4. Do you notice that your shoulders are hunched and your elbows remain glued to your torso without moving your arms? 5. Do you often lean on walls or furniture when walking around your house because you're afraid of losing your balance? 6. Do you avoid walking on slightly uneven paths or narrow sidewalks for fear of tripping? If you have recognized 2 or more of these situations, it is time to correct your walking style. However, don't despair. You've already made progress simply by noticing these signs. The goal is to replace old habits, which are born out of fear, with new habits that help you feel more confident. How to learn to walk well. The fundamental. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. How do you walk correctly? This may seem like a funny question, because each of us walks instinctively. In fact, with age, fear and small ailments can deform this instinct into a series of micro errors that translate into a dangerous posture. Here are the main points to note. Align your head. Imagine having a string, gently pulling the top of your head toward the sky. Keep your chin slightly tucked in so that your head doesn't jut forward. 2. Relax your shoulders. Open your chest as if you wanted to take a deep breath of fresh air. Avoid rounding your upper back too much. 3. Swing your arms. Your arms should not be stiff at your sides like a soldier standing at attention. Every time you step forward with your right leg, it's natural for your left arm to swing forward, and vice versa. This counterweight helps balance a lot. 4. Place your foot starting from the heel. The initial contact with the ground should be with the heel. Then the sole stretches, and finally you push with the tip. Maintain a comfortable stride width. Neither walk with excessively long nor excessively short strides. Find a pace where you feel comfortable and in control. 5. Look ahead. Keep your gaze directed towards the horizon, not fixed on the ground. This way, Your brain receives more information about space, and you can better adjust your balance. At first, you may feel like these tips are artificial, but I guarantee that if you practice them a little every day, they will become automatic habits. You can, for example, take short walks around the house from the living room to the bedroom, back and forth, focusing on the position of your head, shoulders, and the way you place your feet. Practical exercises for correction and strengthening. Just a few minutes of practice a day are enough to notice substantial improvements within a few weeks. To consolidate your new walking style, there are simple exercises that do not require the use of complicated equipment or hours in the gym. Exercise 1. 1-foot push-up. Use a sturdy chair as support. Stand facing the backrest, keeping your hands lightly on it. Lift one foot off the ground, balancing on the other for 10 seconds. Then change sides. You don't have to force yourself to lift your leg too much. Just lift your foot and keep yourself stable. Repeat 3 to 4 times per leg. Exercise 2. Walking in place with raised knees. Still with a chair in front of you, alternately raise your knees to the height of your hips, as if you were walking but without moving forward. This exercise helps to strengthen the leg muscles and gets you used to lifting your feet well, avoiding dragging them. Exercise 3. Heel-toe raises. Standing, hold lightly onto the chair. Lift your heels, remaining on your toes, for 2 to 3 seconds. Then lower your heels and lift your toes, remaining on your heels for another 2 to 3 seconds. Alternate the movement 10-15 times. This strengthens calves and ankles, key components of stability. Exercise 4. Mindful walking in the hallway. If you have a hallway or an open space at home, walk back and forth focusing on the touch of the heel, the extension of the foot, and the detachment with the toe. Keep your arms loose and your gaze forward. Do 2-3 minutes of mindful walking. Rest, then repeat. Exercise 5. Posture and breathing exercise. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Close your eyes and breathe. As you inhale, imagine a string pulling you upwards. As you exhale, let the tension drop from your shoulders and neck. Stay like this for a minute, focusing on your axis of balance. Practicing these simple movements every day will help you strengthen your muscles and automate correct posture. Many cases of knee or lower back pain decrease significantly when you start distributing your weight evenly, rather than crushing it with unsteady steps. The benefits of a mindful gait. You may be wondering, does it really work? Or is it just theory? People who have consistently adopted this new approach to walking testify to extraordinary results in a short time. Some benefits you may notice. Reducing the risk of fall. The first and most obvious benefit. Walking correctly means giving your body the best starting position to avoid swerving. More upright posture. Disappearance or attenuation of that hunched posture that often accompanies the fear of falling. You will feel taller, more open in your breathing. Less joint pain. By distributing your weight evenly across your feet and maintaining a centered center of gravity, you reduce stress on your knees and lower back. As a result, pain and tension tend to reduce. Increased confidence. Walking confidently and steadily again means regaining independence. This psychological aspect is very powerful. The prospect of going out shopping or taking a walk stops being a nightmare and becomes a pleasure again. More energy. It seems strange, but using less tension and more technique saves you effort. At the end of the day, you will not feel emptied by the constant fear of falling, but lighter and more dynamic. Myths to dispel. Even if the advice listed so far is simple and concrete, it is easy for you to still have some doubts due to cliches. Here are 3 recurring myths that are worth debunking right away. Myth number 1. I'm too old to improve. False. At any age, the body has some capacity to learn and adapt. Sure, the process may be slower than it was when you were 20, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. Your nervous and muscular systems are still able to form new movement patterns and solidify better habits. Myth 2. Falling is normal in old age. Another false myth. Accidents happen at any age, But don't assume they're inevitable just because you're over 65. There are people in their 80s and 90s who move with grace and confidence, precisely because they have maintained or recovered a healthy way of walking. Myth 3. If I use the walking stick, it means there is nothing left to do. A cane or walker can be a great ally, especially for those who have already suffered falls or have pathologies that limit mobility. However, this does not mean that they have to become a permanent crutch. In many cases, by continuing to work on your strength, balance, and walking technique, you may be able to reduce your reliance on the cane, using it only outdoors or in special circumstances. The importance of a safe environment. In addition to posture and exercises, a crucial factor is the environment. Even the best walking technique can be challenged when you're in a space filled with obstacles and hazards. To stay safe, here are some important tips. Remove slippery rugs, or make sure any rugs you keep have a non-slip backing. Ensure hallways and passageways are well lit, especially at night. If your home has stairs, consider installing sturdy handrails. Be mindful of cords, wires, or outlets near the floor. They may be hard to see but can cause trips. Keep floors dry, particularly in bathrooms and kitchens. Combining a safe environment with proper walking habits is key to preventing falls. When to seek professional help. Many exercises and corrections can be done on your own, but there are times when consulting a physical therapist or kinesiologist is the best choice. If you experience significant mobility issues, chronic pain, or have conditions like severe osteoarthritis, advanced osteoporosis, or neurological disorders, professional guidance can speed up your progress and tailor the approach to your needs. Seeking help is not a weakness. It's a respectful way to care for your body and health. The final crucial secret. Remember when I mentioned a secret ingredient that boosts confidence? Here it is. Conscious breathing combined with mental relaxation before and during your walk is often what's missing. Tension leads to shallow breathing and tight muscles, making even a small imbalance feel like you're losing your footing. In contrast, deep, rhythmic breathing signals your brain to stay calm. Your shoulders relax, your arms swing naturally, and your muscles move smoothly. Before you start walking, take a few seconds to breathe deeply, at least 3 times, feeling the air fill and leave your lungs. Pair this with a positive thought, like I am stable, I trust my body to move safely. Though it may seem minor, this mental reset can transform your walk, easing tension and restoring a natural flow. Now you have everything you need to take action. The choice is yours. Keep living in fear, or take the first step toward greater confidence and independence. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about to spread health and well-being. To support the channel further, click the thank you button below the video, near the subscribe button and notification bell. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Remember, walking well isn't just about avoiding accidents. It's about reclaiming your freedom and autonomy. Take that first step today.